Hello, shooters. My name is James Holt, and welcome back to the American Trigger Sports Network TV show. On today's show, we're taking you to Raton, New Mexico, here at the Whittington Center for the Rocky Mountain 3-Gun. This 33,300-acre facility is best described from the air, and that's where we're going next. Hey, shooters. Below us right now, we're flying over the Ted Turner Ranch. Some people have described this as probably one of the largest ranches in the country. Someone said it was 600,000 acres. If it were not for Ted Turner, we may not even have buffalo in North America anymore. As we fly over now, we can see some of the facilities he has there. There's a huge lodge and many outbuildings. This is a very large, beautiful ranch, and it is the only thing that lies between the Colorado border and the Whittington Center. So we're going to veer off now, and we're going to take you over to the Whittington Center. Okay, shooters, below us now is the famous Whittington Center. This is a 33,300-acre facility. And as we pass through the flags leading up to the museum, this is an area which you definitely want to put on your agenda for coming to. If you're a shooter, they have it here. Pistol, rifle, shotgun. You can see this is a very aerobic event, and there's a lot of people moving through natural terrain. And I stress natural terrain over the normal ranges that we all have an opportunity of shooting. Below us now, you can actually see the 1,000-yard range that they use for long-range shooting. This is a spectacular location. There you can see the facilities they have for overnight. I think they had 125 RV spots with full facilities, by the way. And they also have cabins to rent, as well as some areas there for competitors to stay in. I understand that they're rather Spartan. I haven't been in them yet, but maybe we'll have an opportunity before the end of the show. This is a great area for you to be in. Actually, right now we're passing over where the 3-Gun event is taking place below us. This is probably one of the most famous shoots that you can possibly attend if you're a 3-Gun eventer. Or if you'd like to see how things are done, make it a point of being here. These stages are right up canyons. You're running across roads, you're running up hills. There's rocks, there's trees, there's ravines. Hey, shooters, we're on our way to a stage to do a little more filming to show you what's going on at the 3-Gun event, and we came across what I can't help but stop and look at. This man, tell us your name and what you do, actually.
My name is Alan Samuel, and I'm the owner of Machine Gun Tours. One of the things our company does is we provide a machine gun rental experience for the average user. We can take you out and shoot the guns that you see on movies and TV today without the cost of ownership.
Mark Walters, eat your heart out. You ready to go? Here we go. Yeah. Dr. Feelgood. Hey, shooters, I'm here with JJ and Denise Johnson. They are in charge of what takes place at the 3-Gun this year, and they hold the title of Match Director and
Match Master.
Match Master. There's a new title that I hadn't heard before. But anyway, we're going to go through some of the stages with you and let you know there are 9, and they have been set up in a very challenging manner. Tell us about stage 4.
Stage 4 is really challenging. One of the new things you're starting to see in 3-gun is they're starting to bring more and more sporting clays type target presentations to us. We're seeing the sporting clays throwers, we're seeing the rabbits, and if you've never shot that before and you don't know how to get your leads, and it's very challenging. And I know for myself personally, I'm going to be spending a lot of time on the sporting clays range in the next couple of months.
Stage 4 is our flying bird stage.
Okay, so 4.
Okay,
The
4.
other 4.
The other 4.
The other 4.
The
Okay,
other 4,
gotcha.
right.
I did okay. I took a couple extra shots here and there, but I was able to manage my loads on the way. So I made up the loads and took 2 extra shots, threw in 2 on my way where I was going to take a couple shots before reloading again. So again, it's like I said, it's all ammo management. You got to know how many shots you took before you go to the next spot.
For example, I consider myself maybe more of a rifle shooter, and I'm pretty good with a pistol. I'm not very good with my shotgun's my weak gun. So if I got a heavily based shotgun stage, and there is one here that has like 38 or 40 rounds, I know.
What I really want to know is, I want to know where you guys in the sporting clays world hunt rabbits that go at 70 miles an hour. Because the rabbit up there is pushing about 70 when you came across the little 10-foot opening. So I want to make sure to stay away from that part of the country because I've never seen rabbits run so fast.
Those rabbits.
It's 36, 37 rounds now of shotgun.
38 with the dual ball.
38 with the dual ball. There are roughly 12 static targets that don't move, but the rest of them are doing something.
Okay, so on the shotgun targets then, were we looking at teal shots? Straight up in the air? Or were they leaving?
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything.
See, you're using terminology that I have no idea. They're orange. I got an orange bird flying, so what's that?
In other words, the target went straight up in the air, or it went away from you, or it went off on an angle.
Yeah, all those.
They went everywhere.
I just want to know where you...
Standard targets?
There were some rounds.
They're
Standard round
targets.
targets. And then mixed in with steel targets.
Okay. Stage 4 is the one that we're hearing a lot of, getting a lot of feedback from. All right.
Yeah, a lot of feedback. Well, some people really enjoy it. If it goes well, we heard somebody shot it clean. And
Okay,
they got all the flying birds,
good.
all the swinging birds, all the flip birds, all the running rabbits, and they got the little ball across the line. It was all good.
Tell me about stage 5.
That one, we set that up in a beautiful meadow, but it turns out it's a meadow full of cactus. Whoops. You start out with a little sawed-off shotgun, and it's a
Your
pickup
own
gun.
sawed-off? No, this is a gun?
You bring your own two 12-gauge rounds and use this, and you hit a couple of clays at about 15 yards.
Stage 5 played to my strong suit. There's a lot of pistol up front, a lot of movement, and when the buzzer went off, I started shooting pistol and never stopped. And advanced on the targets, got to the end of the pistol stage, and picked up a rifle and went pretty smooth from there. So it was a fast, down and dirty stage for me.
Okay, so you started off with pistol, you abandon the pistol, you go to rifle, right?
Yeah, so the rifle was slung. You had to take the rifle from unsling it, load it up, and there was a tree. You had to get in a notch in the tree and engage targets out to 200 yards. And after that, clear the tree, shoot some targets up close at 30, 40 yards through some trees, and then finish up prone on the same long distance targets again. And I shot that about as clean as it had been shot.
And then you draw your pistol, and you've got, 8 steel and 10 paper all around this meadow. And you run up and try not to land your foot in a cactus, run up along the top and shoot all that stuff there left and right and all over the place. Then you drop your pistol, your rifle was slung again, unsling or pull up your rifle, and you get to shoot some 5 long-range steel. They're up to only about 260. They're short. From a tree that has some sap on it. I know because it took me a while. And then you shoot some paper in between, and then you go and you have another position where you can shoot the same 5 steel from. So you move up, and that's about 30, maybe 40 yards from the tree. So that's only like 120 yards.
Yeah, but it sounds pretty aerobic.
Not bad. It's almost flat. It's not straight up and down.
It's not straight up and down. Okay, all right.
Stage 1 is just a rifle stage. All you need is a rifle to come to it. What we did is we put it up on a hogback through the trees, and you have to shoot short range and long range and middle range rifle as you're running down, finding them through the trees, not missing any targets.
You know, stage one was a really good stage.
Yeah.
I think almost everybody on the squad and the team did well on that one. It was rifle on a ridgeback, and you were running on top of a ridge, and there was a lot of offhand rifle shots out to 150, 200 yards. And everyone did really well on that. Then when you got to the end of it, you were shooting out to, there's a bonus target, or it wasn't even a bonus target, but there's a bonus target at, you know, almost 500 yards. And I think everybody cleaned that pretty well.
Okay. And you had to choose, the way the terrain was on that one, you really had to choose your strength. If you're strong enough to go kneeling or sitting or prone, because I know we went prone on a couple of the targets that the guys were able to shoot offhand because we weren't going to take the chances.
We'll be right back. Hi shooters, I'm here with John Paul, creator of the JP Enterprises and the famous JP Rifle. And we're here at the Whittington Center. There's a storm blowing up, and I grabbed JP and I said, hey, let's talk about this 3-gun shoot that he sponsors every year, correct?
Right. Yep. This is kind of the evolution of the old Soldier of Fortune match, which ran 29 consecutive years, and the same crew actually ran that the last 19 of those years. And when they stopped having it, eventually it ended up here. And we decided we just couldn't let it go away. So then it became the Rocky Mountain 3-gun, and I decided to continue to be the main sponsor.
Okay,
so now it's the JP Rocky
so how many years now?
Well, we've been here since doing it now since 2001 or 2. I can't remember.
Yeah, I've got to tell you, shooters, as I walk around, many of the people come up to me and say, thank God JP, John Paul, came along, because this would have died had it not been for you, correct?
Yeah, I think it would have went by the wayside, and it was just a tradition that we couldn't let it go. And of course, I could see that. Well, my personal interest was certainly self-serving because I wanted to play this game.
Right.
And now, luckily, there's been the offshoot of all these other matches around the country. So there's just really a very significant national circuit for this now.
All right. Okay. Well, tell us about the Rocky Mountain 3-gun. Tell us about, we got how many stages? 9 stages, I believe.
9 stages this year. And of course, the really unique thing about this facility is that I think it's like shooting at a national park. I mean, it's just there's no place else that has the terrain and the natural beauty, and all the stages are natural terrain stages. Which I think once you start shooting natural terrain stages, you get hooked on that, because then they're in the natural terrain using real props, real things, and shooting ridge to ridge into the valleys, whatnot. And there's nowhere else that you can do it.
And it's a little aerobic.
It's very physical. Yeah, there's a real physical component of this. I've always told my wife that I'll probably come home in a box with one of these things, and not to feel bad.
No, we actually walked some of these stages and we looked them over. And although I am a proud owner of one of John Paul's rifles, I knew I wasn't ready for this match. And then after I saw the stages, I said, yeah, maybe I'll wait just one more year.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I know. And that is one of the things, I'm glad you brought that up, because there doesn't seem to be enough 3-gun events around the country.
Well, there's probably more competitors than events, I think, right? That's our problem. We have all these national events fill up so early. You got to be signed up months in advance if you want to get into them, and we like to see more of this so that there's more opportunity for people coming, just starting into the sport, and of course local events too, because that's really important that people get their feet wet at the local events, where they're, say, less challenging and they can concentrate on becoming safe, because that's the first thing, is you got to be safe with all this. It's not like just shooting a pistol when you have interjected 3 weapons plus all of the support gear for that, and you got to get your head around all of that. And the safety has to underlie all of that, and has to be just completely ingrained before you come out here and have a problem. So.
Right. Now, I know that since you are shooting it, and we've been watching you shoot, that it's hard for you to set targets and shoot it. So that's really done by Denise and JJ. And you, as you said earlier, distance yourself from that, correct?
Oh, well, what do you mean by you mean stage design?
Yeah.
Stage design, right? Yeah, I kind of make it a point to keep my personal input to the match limited, so that no one thinks that I'm trying to jury rig things to favor anybody, or very seldom I'll step in and just occasionally to say, well, maybe we could do something a little bit different here.
Okay, so you've looked through that booklet. You've seen the stages.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're aware of that because you are shooting them.
Right.
So which of those stages do you think was probably more challenging? All 9 of them are very different. Some of them you're shooting off in one direction. Many of them you're shooting at a fanning almost across from left to right. There's running involved. I mean, walk me through some of those stages and tell me about them.
Well, listen, every stage here is what I would say challenging at the professional level. But
Today you've shot what? You shot station 8 and 9?
7 and 8.
7 and 8. Tell me about 7.
And 7 was pistol shotgun, and that was they're getting a lot of shotgun there. And of course, there are slugs intermixed with birdshot. So the question they're asking there is ammo management.
Right.
Can you keep your head around where you've got to stage that slug and shoot that slug at the right target, even though you got birdshot in your gun also?
Right.
So that gets to be kind of a head game, and that is one of the main questions they're asking there is a question of ammo management under pressure.
This is a thinking man's game, no doubt about it. This is not like going out to a pistol shoot or rifle shoot or sporting clays or trap or skeet where you're just looking at targets and bang, bang, bang. And I don't mean to make that sound like it's easy, but here the ammo management is a very important part of it because, in fact, you'll lose points.
Oh, well, ammo management, knowing what to load where the targets are. I mean, just remembering where all the targets are. Unless, as you get older, you have less capacity to, to program all that in.
No, we can edit that part out. Okay, you just shot 8, right?
Right.
Okay, and I know at the end of 8, you weren't particularly happy with the way things went for you. Tell me about that.
I shot a miss on a paper target, which stupid too, because it was one of these targets that was 10 yards away, and I can't remember how I did that, but when you're up there and you're in the middle of this, all of a sudden you find out that you got a failure to neutralize on some target, and you can't even remember why or how you did that, but there it is.
And it's raining and it's storming and people are cheering. Okay, tell me about 9.
Cool. 9 turned. I originally I envisioned it was kind of mine. We've always wanted to shoot across the road. So first we ran across the road, and now we're shooting across the road. Ever since 2003, when Rocky Mountain 3 Gun started, we've always kind of wanted to shoot across that road, and we got to do it this year. There's a beautiful canyon across the way, and called Spring Canyon. And so we start with slugs to do something else, because you can't just shoot across the road. So my thought was, usually we have a lot of birdshot in our guns and you have a few slugs, so you select load a slug. So this one's backwards. It's a lot of slugs and you select load bird. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know what happened between the two of us. Evilness crept in, and it turned out to not just be selected. It turned out to be a little bit of a puzzle. From the first area, there's 3 areas for the shotgun. You shoot 4 slugs and 1 bird. From the second area, you shoot 3 slugs and 2 birds. And from the third area, you shoot 2 slugs and 3 birds.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. And then you abandon your shotgun, and we had to narrow the range of muzzle range on that stage because we were shooting across the road and people were driving to the stage. So we left your rifle; it was already staged empty all the way down there, so you weren't running with the gun anywhere towards anyone. Mm-hmm. And then you load it, and JJ made our fabulous ROs dig a post hole, and we put a post there. It was natural. sort of looks like a tree stump. And you shoot across 4 targets to just a little over 300 yards. But the trick here is they're also downhill, some of them, and that changes your ballistics.
Right.
So you're not necessarily, they come up there and they figure out how far away they are, but they don't kind of shoot that way. And so you shoot those 4, and then there's some paper there for you too. And you shoot those, about 5 paper, and then you run and you get to go prone over there and shoot those 4 again.
Okay.
One of them over a bush, under a bush. And then finally you're done. Unless you want to do the Air 15 Targets Challenge shoot-offs, if you have any ammo left, then you can do those too.
Okay, so what's the longest rifle target that you set up?
It's almost 600 yards. I think it ranged out at 590-ish in that range.
Okay, uphill, downhill?
It's pretty flat. Asking some of these 16-inch barreled AR-15s to shoot accurately at that distance is sometimes tough, but a lot of people are hitting it. It is a full-size
MGM, IPSC gone.
Full-size target, man-size silhouette, basically.
Okay. Is this the most difficult 3-gun event, the Rocky Mountain?
We'd like to think it's the best. I don't know if it's the most difficult, but for flatlanders, we're at about 6,600 feet, so a lot of them want oxygen. It adds to it that no one has any air. There's a lot of yeah. Well, I was doing that too, and I live at 5,200 feet, so it shouldn't be that bad for me, but apparently old age is getting to me.
Well, shooters, I hope you enjoyed today's show. We did. This is certainly one of the events I look forward to coming to each and every year. The Rocky Mountain 3-gun being held at the Whittington Center is something you can't miss. But it's time for us to prepare for next week's show, so we're heading down the Santa Fe Trail. See you again next week.